Hello and welcome to Day 5 of the 1989 World Ice Hockey Championships from Stockholm, Sweden. I'm Paul Ferguson, with me is Richard Beaupre, and we continue now with our coverage of the Group A competition here on Eurosport. Well, before we get down to the action, let's take a look at the teams in Group A finals. Canada, Czechoslovakia, Finland, West Germany, Poland, Sweden, the USA, and the USSR. Canada are looking good right now. They're unbeaten, so are the USSR, and for my money, they're the teams to beat. Let's take a look at the table. Canada in first place with 6 points. The Soviet Union also have 6 points, but Canada has a better 4 and against average. The Czechs in third, and the Swedes down in fourth. As we look at the bottom half of the table, West Germany in fifth, the Finns, USA, and Poland still looking for their first wins of the tournament. The Poles recently promoted from Pool B. Well, we're going to take a look at the action now between Poland and the Soviet Union. And that is the last place team against one of the top teams in the world. The Soviet Union playing from right to left with Krutov getting the face-off there, out there with Larionov and Makarov. A formidable threesome as they move the puck up the ice. Poland really with their backs against the wall. They lost to Canada 11-0, lost to Czechoslovakia 15-0. What will the Soviet Union do? You can see all around the net, Krutov, one of the most prolific scorers in the game of ice hockey today, picking up the first goal. So easy for him. From a sharp angle, right in close, and the goaltender is beaten cleanly. The next goal, Larionov makes it 3 for the Soviet Union. We're going to jump the goals here because I'll let you in on a secret, there are a lot of them. The pressure all around the Polish net. The goaltender down, he has his back to the play. This time, Kazatanov from the Soviet Union makes it 4-0. Still the pressure on, shots coming from point-blank range. Kimlev makes it 5. And that's the way the first period ended. In the second period, Fedorov, a blistering slap shot, pulls the score to 7-0, and really the goaltender has no chance on this one. Still the pressure on the Polish net. On the backhand side, Kamensky pulls it up to 10-0, and this is a runaway. A lovely backhand flip into the far corner. Poland finally get a break. Steblecki takes a nice shot. It doesn't mean much to the scoreline, but it means a lot to him. In the third period now, a giveaway here. Nemchinov makes it 11-1 for the Soviet Union. A real gift for him. Finally, a goal by Krutov makes it 12-1. So easy as he was positioned right where he's supposed to be. Well, so the score there ended 12-1 for the Soviet Union. Let's take a look now at Canada against West Germany. The Canadians playing from right to left here in the first period. So the puck behind the West Germans' net, back to the point, just a bit too far, and Canada goes all the way back for it. Stevens leaving it for Gallant, he left it go. Danico. Weiserman getting it back, a bit too far, now the break is on. Fischer working his way in and he scores. Ron Fischer for West Germany makes it 1-0, and that's a real surprise against the run of play here in the first period.
The play seemed to be all Canada here at this point, and Fisher scored a beautiful goal. Crease moves the puck up to him. Fisher's on the break. Cuts in on the goal. He makes a move. The defenseman, James Patrick, gets a piece of him, but he puts a puck through his legs. A nice goal. There you see the move by Fisher. James Patrick had a piece of him, but he puts it through the goalie's legs.
Well, just a reminder that West Germany held the Swedes to a 3-3 draw yesterday. So the Canadians may be favorites, but really, West Germany are going to be tough to beat. A lot of support here in Sweden. Now Canada on the attack. Ferraro in the corner, pressing it against the woodwork, trying to kick it free. The Germans come up with it. Franz drops it back. Kreis working his way over the blue line, looking for someone to pass to. The pass intended for Franz and just a bit too far. Back comes Canada. Ferraro stopping, looking for someone in the slot. The puck is loose, back to the point, a slap shot, they score! Elliott, number 2, picked up that pass way back at the blue line, let go of that devastating slap shot, and the goalie was beaten cleanly. McBain got it back to him. Ferraro also got a touch, but there's the goal score.
This was good work from McBain and Ferraro as they move the puck back. McBain with the pass. Elliott just steps in. He had it teed up. A nice slap shot. As you see the puck move back to Elliott, he really lets this one go in the top corner.
So a goal from Elliott levels the score here in the first period. 1-1, and back comes Canada on the attack. Bellows working his way in. Still Canada. A lot happening in front of that net. The goaltender is down. They're trying to get a shot away. They scramble, and the Germans come back on the attack. On, Manfred on, flips it in as he's taken out of the play along the boards. And Canada breaking with 2-3 attackers, eventually lose it in the neutral zone. On now, taken out in the high slot area. And the delayed offside as Canada brings it out into the neutral zone. Muller dumps it over to an empty wing. Deneen now, Kevin Deneen looking for somebody out front. Waugh takes a shot, the rebound comes out, they score! Muller got the final touch, number 9. Kevin Deneen was in there to help him out, and 2-1 is the score.
Well, Kirk Muller and Kevin Deneen have played well together throughout this tournament up to this point. Their hard work paid off here as Deneen threw the puck across. Mario Marois with a shot in the slot area. The rebound was clear, but it was right on Muller's stick. Snapped the puck into the corner. Here you see the shot again from Muller.
We start the second period now. 2-1 the score. The Canadians playing from left to right. And they're starting to look now like the number 1 team that they are. Coming back into the action. West Germany, of course, not out of it yet. Marois, number 44, going back for it. The French-Canadian who really likes to rough it up, but can lay on a pretty pass just as well as anyone. Niederberger. Now, Canada. Weiserman. Elliott. Dumping it in, no one there to pick it up, and the Germans happy to dump it out to the blue line, but they're going to have to be a bit more positive than that. Trunchka firing it all the way in. Marois. Oh, a nice move by him as he works his way over the blue line. Marois taken out. Howachuk spins and tries to pass it, but Trunchka comes up with the loose puck. Carlisle flipping it back in. Still Canada with most of the possession here. Kiesling, Udo Kiesling set this one up. That shot just wide of the target. Helmut Steiger involved in the play. Hagen forechecking for Germany. Back comes Canada. Working their way over. Some good defensive work there on the blue line. The Germans have tightened it up on the blue line. A long shot from Gallant coming in on the short side. Another shot, and they score. Carlisle got the pass from Muller. Number 8 puts it in the net. 3-1 the score now.
Well, Gerard Gallant did some nice work to get that play rolling. And Randy Carlisle made no mistake on the shot. As you see here, Muller has picked up that puck that Gallant had shot. The rebound goes off the goaltender, comes out. Carlisle just moves in full force. Goalie not much of a chance on that. You see the reverse angle. Carlisle's coming in. There's the goalie's view. Not much to see.
Well, Friesen, the West German goaltender, definitely screened on that play. He didn't see the puck until it was on its way out of the net. 3-1 the score. Kiesling head manning the puck. Trunchka. Niederberger. He's got Trunchka. Hagen. The Canadians with a man in the box. Trunchka working his way out. And that's in the net. Trunchka well positioned in the slot area. A power play situation for the West Germans. And that makes it 3-2. The Germans are coming back into the game.
Well, the Canadians had set up a pretty nice box on this play, but Hagen here uses it well as he uses this off slot. And there's Trunchka, the left-hand shot on the right side. There's a pass from Hagen. Trunchka quickly snaps that in. The goalie not getting over there fast enough.
Well, Sean Burke left all alone on his left side as we look at the score line, 3-2. And Burke, well, really couldn't do much about that. Canada now with their lead cut to 1 goal, coming back on the attack. They really have had most of the possession of this puck. Ashton. Patrick now stops, headmans the puck, but it's just a bit too far. Can they get back? No. Patrick comes up to pick up the loose puck, works his way in the corner, looking for someone out front. There's a lot going on. They put it in the net. Ferraro got the final touch. Patrick did a lot of the work, number 5. He came up from the blue line, eventually got it out front. Not a classic goal, more of a garbage goal, but it still counts.
Well, there's a lot of confusion in front of that net as James Patrick throws it out there. Ferraro's on one knee and still gets the shot off. There's Patrick moving it out in front. His body's all over the place, but Ferraro fights off his man and puts it in the back of the net.
Number 27, the goal scorer, makes it 4-2 for Canada. It's his first goal of the tournament, but he's set up a lot so far. 5 assists for him, and there's the scoreline. Canada starting to extend their lead, showing their class. Danico now, head manning the puck. Canada coming back, 2-on-2. Friesen kicking that one into the corner. Still not out. They really do cover the blue line nicely. The goaltender going down there before the shot, and again they put it in the net. Number 17, Gallant. Weiserman starts to rough it up.
Well, there's a little bit of stick work going on. There's Weiserman was grabbed earlier, and I don't think he liked it very much.
Weiserman, one of the best players in the National Hockey League. Let's look at this again. Gallant getting that goal. Number 17, who also plays for the Detroit Red Wings along with Weiserman. And then the rough stuff starts. Well, we're into the third period now. The Canadians playing from right to left. They lead by 5-2, and they're still on the attack. Friesen dumps it out. The Canadians putting every man forward. They know how dangerous the West Germans can be. Bellows with that boomer of a shot. Ashton gets it out front. The goaltender again is down long before the shot, and again it's in the net. Number 7, Ashton, got a little help from Bellows, but look at the goaltender, Friesen, way down before the shot.
Well, that's 3 goals now that have been created due to a lot of confusion in front of that German net. Bodies all over the place, and the rebounds are laying there, and the Canadians are capitalizing. Here you see the play with Ashton moving in. He's got Ferraro. Ferraro moves the puck toward the net. Bellows is a big man in front, creating a lot of confusion, and Ashton's wide open. There you see it again. There's Ashton. The puck's his. He's all alone.
Well, we come back to the action now. The Canadians 6-2 in the lead. Dresen has had a lot of work in the German goal, but really he's making the first move. And again, they put one in the net. Muller, number 9, right where he should be, right in the slot area. Got the pass from Dineen, a little help again from Bellows, who's been involved in so many goals out there for Canada. And he'll remember this one for a long time.
Kurt Muller with that quick shot as Dineen's working behind the net with a defenseman. Bellows circles, he sees him out in the slot. No mistake by Muller as he snaps it quickly.
7-2 now the score. Time ticking away for the West Germans as Canada really do put on the pressure, showing their class, having a good competition so far. They haven't lost a game, and they look stronger with every game. Out front, Bellows, number 23. Well, I said he was involved in a lot of things going on out there for Canada, and he finally gets number 8 for Canada.
Well, he's worked hard enough to deserve the goal, that's for sure. Brian Bellows does a lot of work. He was well set up by Stevie Yzerman on that play. Here you see Yzerman, always so dangerous. Head is always up. Perfect pass to Bellows, and it's in the net.
Well, the clock is winding down. The final score, 8-2 for Canada over West Germany. Join us in a moment for a terrific game between Czechoslovakia and USA. Hockey on Eurosport. This is our third match this evening, USA against Czechoslovakia. We join the action in the third period. The score 3-1. The United States team playing from left to right in the light jerseys. The shot, and they put it in the net with just 14 seconds gone. Number 22, Snuggerud, took that pass from number 20, Young, and there's the score, 3-2. United States coming back in the first few seconds of this period.
Well, they might be back in this one as the puck has just been dropped. Young gets a nice shot off from the point. Snuggerud is right there for a tip-in. There you see the shot from Young. Snuggerud got a piece of it. Hassett couldn't hang on to it.
Housley now getting it across. Still the Americans with the pressure. Power play situation, they're all around the net. Back to Housley. Can't get the shot away. Over the far side, Curvers keeps it in, dumps it in the corner. Miller. Still it's the Americans. Curvers takes a shot. Housley now gets it right across, deflected out of the way. The Czechs in all sorts of problems here as their box is breaking down. They don't mind going into the corner to chase this one. This time it goes out and all the way down the ice, killing off this penalty. Stauber comes out, gives it to Curvers. Ruzicka there, forechecking for Czechoslovakia. LaFontaine trying to do something with it. All the way down the ice once again. Stauber, well, let's hope he doesn't get caught out there. Head manning the puck, the Americans. Snuggerud working his way across, still looking for that shot. Bodies flying all over the ice. The Czechs playing it physical in there. Kudas overskates it. Svitek now getting over to Ruzicka. Ruzicka into the high slot area. He stops, takes a shot, he scores! Ruzicka made it look so easy. No one came to get him, and it's 4-2. A lovely wrist shot from about 20 feet out, and he beats Stauber.
Right when it looked like the Czechs were in trouble killing a penalty off, they come right down the ice and score a lovely goal. Ruzicka really put that puck in the net nicely. He took his time, held on to the puck in the slot area. Not many back checkers here. He makes Curvers back in, and he snaps it in the corner. There you see Ruzicka again. He's just cruising into that slot area. Couple of moves, pulls the puck back.
Well, the caption actually read Yanecki, but he wasn't even on the ice. The goal scorer, number 17, Ruzicka for Czechoslovakia. 4-2 the score. What can the United States do? They're looking for their first win of the tournament, working their way in now, trying to put on the pressure. They really do have to forecheck. They have to play it tight. Millen. Olczyk, Curvers. A long pass, not out. Curvers takes a shot. They're trying to get it by Hasek. It's right on the edge of the net. Still, it's free. The puck is loose, and Hasek couldn't grab onto it. There's a helmet lying on the ice. It's Millen's helmet, and the puck is still free. It goes back, Curvers keeps it in. Housley now. Housley gets it out front. Millen takes it, scores! Millen got the pass in from Curvers, and he lost his helmet earlier on in the play, but continued in on the action, and he makes it 4-3.
Well, Millen worked very hard for this goal, as he just had his head ripped off a couple of minutes ago. Housley slides a lovely pass down to Curvers. Curvers to Millen in front of the net, and he puts it behind the goalie. There you see it again. As the puck is given over to Curvers, he sees Millen wide open at the post.
So 4-3 the score. Czechoslovakia in the lead, but the Americans not out of it by any means. As I said, they're looking for their first victory, and they really are playing hard out there. The Czechs have taken their opportunities nicely, and back comes the Americans. The shot wide of the target. Scott Young dumping it in. Svitek trying to get a hold of that one, but he couldn't. Another shot from a sharp angle. Hasek had trouble with that, but eventually cleared it in the corner. That one skates right across the net, and eventually Hasek comes to the rescue. Mullen did the damage there, and he tried to squeeze that one in, and it went right across the goal crease.
A lot of pressure around that Czech net as Brian Leach sweeps the puck out in front. Mullen got a shot off, but he was skating away from the play at the time. As you see it again, Leach is working hard, moving up from the defensive spot. Curls the puck around. Mullen gets a piece of it, but not enough.
4-3 the score. USA trying to come back into this one, trying to level it. Gudas now, a long pass going in as Yanecki, and he puts it in the net. Stauber beaten cleanly on the stick side. 5-3 the score. That was so pretty. A lovely pass from number 3, Gudas, set up Yanecki, and this time the caption is correct.
Well, the Czechs made the ice work for him in this play as they really spread it out. Gudas threw the long pass way out to Yanecki, and he's wide open out on the right wing. Comes in and makes no mistake with the wrist shot. Here you see it again. Stauber beaten on the stick side.
Housley now with the score 5-3. Dumping it in. The Czechs back-checking. Every man is back. Working their way in front. They score! Fenton, number 14, with a lovely tip-in. That shot from number 6, Housley, was not a difficult one. But you're going to see this on the replay, and this is world-class tip-in. Lovely stuff from Paul Fenton.
Well, the Americans haven't given up yet as they're within a goal once again. Housley has that puck on the blue line. He directs it toward Fenton, who's open. Lovely tip-in as he just swept the puck into the net. There you see Housley directing it toward the net. Fenton pulls it back nicely underneath Hasek.
5-4 the score. Can the Americans come back? Can they tie this one? Not a lot of time left here in the third and final period. The shot right on the goal. That hit the post. Well, Hasek was beaten. And the whistle goes. And that was close.
Oh, I think Housley will see that one in his sleep, because there's all kinds of pressure around that Czech net. There's Housley right in front, and he wraps it off the post as the play continued behind the net. There it is again. Housley's wide open.
Well, 5-4, time ticking away. The Czechs happy to dump it into the neutral zone. Less than a minute to go. They'll be content if the puck stays in the American zone. Young now, what can he do? They're looking to pull off their goalie, the Americans, but really they have to get possession. It would be suicidal if they threw him off now. Coming up to the 22nd mark. Not a lot of time left. Right in front. Banged away. They really can't get a shot on goal. It's very close. Kuchera working his way in. 10 seconds now remaining in the period and the game. Still, United States knocking on the door. Housley trying to get it in front. Young now turns. That's wide behind the net. Well, there goes the whistle to end the third and final period. Czechoslovakia 5, USA 4, and what a finish that was. Just an incredible comeback by the United States, but the Czechs held on, and USA are still without a victory in the tournament. Canada lead with 8 points. The Soviet Union also have 8 points. but the Canadians have a better goal for and against average. The Czechs are in third, and the Swedes are in fourth. West Germany is in fifth, and Finland, USA, and Poland still looking for that first elusive victory. Well, Thursday night on Eurosport, we bring you an all-Scandinavian clash between Sweden and Finland. I hope you'll join us then. Hello and welcome to the 1989 World Ice Hockey Championships from Stockholm, Sweden. I'm Paul Ferguson, with me is Richard Beaupre, and we continue now with our coverage here on Eurosport of the Group A competition with this game between Finland and Sweden. And what a game it's going to be. Let's take a look now at the teams in Group A finals. Canada, Czechoslovakia, Finland, the West Germans, Poland, Sweden, USA, and the USSR. Remember, the teams play each other once, and then the top four go into Group A, the bottom four go into Group B, the top four play off for the medals, and the bottom four fight to avoid relegation. And what a game this is going to be. Richard, Finland against Sweden, where do you see the victory coming?
Well, the Swedes are a very strong skating team, and the Finns have been a bit susceptible defensively in this tournament thus far. They'll have to contain the Swedes in order to win the game tonight.
Well, the spectators moving into the arena now. You can see the Swedish supporters. The Finns are here. Let's take a look at the table. The Canadians are on top with 8 points. The Soviet Union in second, also with 8 points, but the Canadians have a better for and against record. The Czechs are in third, and the Swedes are in fourth. West Germany is in fifth, and the Finns, USA, and Poland are still looking for their first victory. We said, Richard, it's going to be tight, it's going to be close.
Well, it most certainly is, as there's no love lost between these teams either. As you got the Finns out here tonight with Blomqvist, Saarinen, both tough defensemen. Ruotsalainen, a name that a lot of people have heard of before. They're very tough defensively and in the goal, as Lindfors and Tammy both have experience on the international side. Up front, they've got some nice names in Tikkanen. They've got Jari Kurri of the Edmonton Oilers playing for them tonight. Jalonen, Keskinen is a nice center. Mikulainen's a strong right winger. I look for them to come out strong.
Well, the Swedes, who won the championship back in '87, have Salming out there, of course. Samuelsson, the left defense, wearing number 7. Eldebrink, a tough, uncompromising defenseman wearing number 2. Watch for him. He can hit and he can score goals. Rundqvist, number 9, sets up a lot of plays. Nilsson, number 10, and Stromvall, number 12, can score goals. And of course, Steen, number 25, and Sandstrom have NHL experience. Listen to the crowd in the background. They are ready for this one. This is going to be a game and a half. Well, the Swedes playing from right to left in the blue and yellow shirts. And already the people are clapping, cheering. There's always a rivalry between Finland and Sweden.
Oh, that's right. But as I said before, Paul, there's a lot of offensive strength in that Swedish lineup. And the Finns are going to have to contain them and play tough defensively.
Well, they mix it up right away in the corner. Both teams are clean teams. I mean, they get penalties from time to time, but it doesn't get to the point where they throw the fists around on a regular basis. You'll see that more when you see the Canadians and the Americans play. But these two teams play stylish hockey. They love to pass the puck around. Kusisto getting it back to Lehtinen. It doesn't get out. The Swedes now putting on the pressure at the early stage. Bergqvist fires it all the way in. Number 22 going after the Sodergren. He's taken out of the play. Keskinen fires it in. Eldebrink now. Keep your eye on this guy. He really can move the puck, and he likes to hit. So both teams feeling each other out here in the early stages. That pass going back to the blue line, looking for the defenseman, but he just wasn't there. Offside the call, and both teams changing as the whistle blows.
Well, both teams generally use the ice surface to their advantage. They play wide, they look for breakaways, but at this point it's early and they're feeling each other out. Both teams are dumping the puck in and chasing it at the time.
Bob Hearn, the referee from the United States, been chosen to officiate this game between Finland and Sweden. Finland still looking for their first victory of the tournament. The Swedes are still unbeaten. That's an offside. They beat America and Poland and tied with the West Germans. They have 5 points in the tournament. The Finns have lost to Canada, Czechoslovakia, and the Soviet Union.
Well, this game is early, and we'll get our first look at Thomas Steen tonight, who's top goal scorer with the Winnipeg Jets. Very good hockey player. He had 27 goals and 61 assists this year in the NHL. He's a player to watch.
Number 25, Steen in the face-off circle. And I think it's fair to say that the Finns have played the more experienced team so far in the tournament, with Canada, Czechoslovakia, and the Soviet Union. Nilsson dropping it back to the defense. Head-manning the puck now. A slow start up for Sweden. They're really trying to get something going. A drop pass to the far side. That's nice, right out front. Ellerbrink takes a shot. That was high. You can hear every time the Swedes touch the puck, they get a gigantic roar from the crowd. Samuelsson. Nilsson mixing it up. Still is Nilsson trying to be a bit too fancy. Yellinen now slowing things down, working his way out of his own zone. Gets by number 29, Dahlin, fires it in. There hasn't been a lot of action around either net. Not too many shots on goal here in the first period. Järvinen gets it back to the circle. Järvi, a shot right on the target. That's dumped out. Strömvall. Vuori picks it up and dumps it back to the defense. Virta passing it around. Sorinen dropping it back. The Finns desperately looking for a victory in this tournament. They deserve better. They've played well, but as I said, they've played the best teams in the tournament so far. Virta. Sweden, of course, winning the World Championships back in '87. They picked up the bronze medal at the Olympics last year in Calgary, and the Finns won the silver. The Soviets picking up gold. A long shot by Salming. Listen for that name. An experienced campaigner in the NHL for a long, long time. Mikalainen picked it up, and the whistle blows, so we'll have a face-off.
Well, as I said earlier, there's a lot of experience on that Swedish side, and the Finns can't afford to be in the penalty boxes. They've got a lot of offensive power.
Sweden with an early lead here in the first period, playing from right to left. Samuelsson, a rink-wide pass. Oling taken out of the play nicely in the neutral zone. Well, got a good pass from Kuusisto. Kuusisto now being shadowed nicely by Oling. Some sloppy play on the part of the Finns in their own zone. Now Kuusisto brings it out, but again a bad pass from him. Samuelsson working his way in on the right wing. He fans on the pass, and they have to do it all over again. Samuelsson dumps it in, going back for it, and it's getting physical out there. Eriksson crashed against the boards, taken out of the play nicely, and again we see these aimless passes coming from the Finnish defense. Kuusisto waiting while his teammates change up their line, looking for someone to pass to. Jari Kurri, Kuusisto, Kurri trying to check the Swede out at the blue line. Eloranta head-manning the puck nicely. Back from Finland. Well, they have the players, they have the ability. Can they put them all together? The Finns now with a chance to put on a bit of pressure. They've got the puck in the Swede zone, working their way out. Right across, a shot coming. That's kicked out nicely by Lindmark. Verlander instrumental in that. Sweden jumping it all the way in. Going back for it, Saarinen. Sweden now working their way in nicely. You can see they pick that, or try to pick up that defenseman on the far side as Finland comes back on the attack. Virta stops, tries to send that through on a cheeky little pass, but the whistle blows and we'll have a face-off. Non-stop action between Sweden and Finland. Jari Kurri so many years experience in the NHL.
That's right, he's been a line mate of Wayne Gretzky for years until the big trade with LA that sent Gretzky over.
Well, still lots more action to come. Join us in a moment with the rest of this first period. Welcome back to the first period. Sweden against Finland. Sweden playing from right to left. They lead by 1 goal. And what a confrontation this is. It's been end-to-end ice hockey, exciting stuff, and it's close.
Well, it sure is, but the Swedes have had the better opportunities, as the Finns really haven't tested Lindmark very much yet.
Lindmark, of course, a strong goaltender. Finland in a power play situation. A shot right on Lindmark. He's tested there, and he comes up with a save. Well, some fine goaltending. We were just about to say, or we just did say, that he hadn't been tested, but he came up with a key save. Salming talking to the referee. Let's look at this again.
Well, as you see the replay, there's a lot of time for the defenseman at the point. He got a blast off there. Lindmark came up big. The rebound was just shot over the top of the net.
Well, they got 3 bites of the cherry there and couldn't put it in the net. They're going to have to do better than that. They had the man advantage. Rundqvist out there with Bergqvist to kill off this penalty. Keskinen will attempt to put the puck in the net for Finland. So Sweden leading 1-0, and they dump the puck all the way down the ice. Of course, they can do that when they're a man short. If the teams were level, that would be called for icing. Jalonen turning just at the blue line, and that's not really the place to turn. His wingers were going straight. They preceded the puck over the blue line, and that's an offside call. If you're going to turn, you got to turn long before then or just after the blue line.
Well, they're a man up and they had men on the outside. He might better have dumped the puck in that situation, let those wingers go in and make something happen, get control of that puck, rather than jamming it right there at the blue line where all the confusion was.
The Swedes trying to stop them from getting started by putting a massive blue and yellow shirts at the blue line. Rundqvist up on the wing, happy just to kill off this penalty. Finland now dumping it back over the blue line, over the red line. Keskinen, a shot. Oh, he fanned on the shot. Jari Kurri had a great opportunity there to level the score, and now they're getting physical. They're mixing it up. Well, I said at the start of this period that it's rare to see these two teams throw punches at each other. And look what they've done. Right in front of the net and right in front of the official. Kurri fanned on that shot.
That's something you'll very seldom ever see, is Jari Kurri fanning on a shot. Lindmark wasn't impressed with the way he tried to take the rebound out of his glove. As you look at it again, Kurri fans on the shot. Lindmark's down there. He doesn't totally have it covered, and Kurri tries to take it out of the glove, which is an honest thing to do, but Lindmark didn't see it that way.
Tikkanen steps into the box for 2 minutes. And you have to remember that when a goaltender goes down, his defense, no matter what's going on, will come to his rescue. So no matter who is near him, they're bound to end up on their backsides.
Well, as quickly as you say that, Rundqvist and a couple other players got involved. Tikkanen is not a small man either, and he stepped in there to the aid of Jari Kurri, who's totally capable of handling himself. But they'll protect Kurri. He's definitely the goal scorer that they want on that ice.
And of course, the Swedes will protect their goaltender. So now, Sweden have 2 men in the penalty box. What can the Finns do? There's the score line. The Swedes, with that goal from Eldebrink, are leading by 1-0, and we're getting set to go back into the action.
Well, with a 4-on-3 situation here, if you notice, Kurri has a right-hand shot lined up on the left side over there. They're probably going to look to isolate and throw the puck for a cross-slot shot for him. That's what the shot he likes to get off.
Well, let's see what they do. Eldebrink goes back and touches it. Icing the call. Steen in the face-off, loses out to Kuusisto, and back comes Finland. Number 9, Rundqvist getting set to step on the ice. Teams coming back now, getting men on the ice. Keskinen back to the point. They've got to get something going here, Finland. They don't want to let the Swedes get too far in the lead. Right out front, no one there to pick it up. Now, Kuusisto working his way around, drops it behind the net. You can see the Swedes roughing it up. The stick of number 21 there, Salming striking the player, and again, Lindmark comes out to kick that one away. Villander, Eloranta now getting it up on the wing. Tikkanen, and it's Finland all over the place. They just can't get that shot on the target. Jari Kurri back to the point. Kuusisto to Kurri. Kurri getting it behind the net. Still a power play situation. You can see the box forming in front of the net, and that pass just a bit too far for Eloranta. Now Sweden putting a man back on from the penalty box. That trickles out over the blue line, and Eloranta comes to the rescue. And Finland, well, didn't make the most of the opportunities that were given to them there with that power play situation. Number 9, Kari Eloranta, playing with the puck as he gets it over onto the far wing. Swedish defense coming to the rescue. Kent Nilsson head-manning it. Steen working his way in, a drop pass, working their way in. They take a shot from Samuelsson just wide of the target. Steen tries that one and hits a skate. It's still not out. Eloranta having problems being checked by Steen. Steen is eventually hammered into the woodwork. Nilsson losing it out, and Finland coming back on the attack. Well, exciting ice hockey here. It's end-to-end action. Hardly any whistles at all to stop play. Villander getting over to the far side. Eloranta, his pass was just a bit too hard and too far. Carlson getting it up. Jalonen. Well, it really is getting close out there. Every opportunity, they're taking the man. Samuelsson steers his man out of the play, and back comes Sweden. Oh, great save there by Jukka Tami. He came up with the glove. Sandström took the shot. And Sweden, of course, also need this victory because they want to stay up with Canada and the Soviet Union.
Well, you see Sandström come in here. He uses a defenseman as a partial screen and snaps that wrist shot toward the net. Could have been dangerous. On that last shift, Eloranta must have been out there about 5 minutes. I'm sure he's happy to get to that bench.
Well, in the NHL and play at this level, they last about 30 to 45 seconds at the most. So to be out there for over a minute is very, very tiring indeed. They are, of course, very physically fit at this period in the season, but still, it's very fast. They're skating sometimes 30 miles an hour. Now Sweden, Sandström turning in the corner, looking for somebody right out front. A shot right on the button. The goaltender came up with a save. Carlson got the final touch on that. Järvinen taken out of the play. Sweden doing some great back checking out there along their blue line. Back come the Finns, trying to get something organized. That bounces could have been really dangerous. Head-manning the puck there are the Swedes. Coming back, Dahlin takes a shot. He scores! Well, Dahlin gives the signal. I've just put it in the net. Sandström gave him the pass, and that's 2 for Sweden.
Well, there's another NHLer, Sandström, out there who fed that puck up very nicely. But the work was still all done by Dahlin on that play as he had a nice individual effort there. As you see, the puck coming in here, he's on the off shot. He really gets all of this one and catches the goalie off guard. He put a nice move on right at center ice. He's moving in on the net. He's on his off wing. He gets a good piece of this one. And he catches Tami, not quite set for that shot. As you see it from the overhead view, there's the shot. Tami's still moving. He's not set yet. He catches him.
Well, Tami got a piece of that, but it really wasn't good enough. Back come the Swedes. Again, the shot steered away. Södergren getting a piece of that, but so did Tami. Salming wrestling in the corner, and it really is all Sweden right now. Anderson trying to get it out front. Eloranta slowing things down as he works his way out. Eloranta head manning the puck. Well, they're not even dumping it in. They're getting checked. Rundqvist there checking at the blue line. They're having all sorts of problems, aren't they, Richard?
Oh, they sure are. As you've talked about how badly Finland needs this win. You want to remember Sweden wants this as bad or worse, as they're definitely in contention at this point. They're right up there with the Czechs, the Russians, and the Canadians, and none of these teams want to fall at all.
Sweden won this tournament in 1987. Last year when they held the Olympics, they came third. The Finns came second, but really Finland have been out of it so far in this tournament. Back comes Sweden with less than 2 minutes to go in the period. Rundqvist now slowing things down as he works his way over the blue line, dumping it in. Kusisto backhanding it out. Keskinen over the blue line, but again he runs into so many players. Oh, and a great save by Lindmark. That shot was labeled for the far side, and Lindmark got his glove on it. That's the kind of support you need from a goaltender.
Oh, you sure do. As this play generates again, you see Wilander really gets all of this one, and that is a nice save. Järvenpää was knocking on the door as well for that rebound. As this play comes in, he really gets all of this one. Lindmark comes up really big. That is a professional catch right there, and he hangs on to that puck. As I said, Järvenpää was right on that rebound. One more look at that. He's got it. There's Järvenpää, and he drops, and he would have had that rebound for a sure goal.
2-0 the score. The Swedes come back just 8 seconds, 5 seconds now. The score is going to end 2-0 up at the end of this first period. Join us in a moment for more action. To Stockholm, Sweden, as we look out over the city, and we will eventually go to the Globe Arena for this contest between Finland and Sweden. And what a game it is. Sweden leading by 2-0 at the end of the first period. We join the action now here in the second period, getting ready for the face-off. Sweden playing from left to right, and it really has been a good game. The Finns have tried hard, and they have been robbed by Lindmark on several occasions.
Well, that's right. The Swedes have had some nice plays and the better of the action, but the Finns have had some nice chances, and Lindmark has been up for the occasions every time.
Tikkanen getting it out now. Finland coming back, and they're not going to do it that way. Curry trying it on his own against 3 Swedish defenders. Tikkanen can't control that. Rundqvist, a long shot. They score! Salming, with just 31 seconds gone here in the second period, puts it in the back of the net.
Well, there's a smile of a veteran for sure, as that man has played for the Toronto Maple Leafs for years. Here he is coming in just inside the blue line. It's just a snapshot, but there's a lot of confusion in front of the goalie, and he may not have seen all of that one. How'd you see it again? Here's Salming. He doesn't waste any time getting that puck away. He's played for this number of years. There's the shot. One more look. It's a snapshot. It's through his legs. I don't think he saw it until the last minute.
Richard, when I work with goaltenders, I try to make them stand up as much as possible. On that occasion, the goaltender did the butterfly. He went down. He really didn't need to. It wasn't a difficult shot. Had the stick been there, had he been holding his ground, he might have made the save.
True. Had he come out maybe a little more and cut the angle off and stood up, he probably would have had that puck.
Well, interesting to say what if, but the score now 3-0 for Sweden here in the second period. And back comes Sweden again, working their way in right out front. And this time the goaltender comes up with it. It's still not away. Berglund was in there doing the damage. Now, Sweden coming back on the attack. Alberlin head manning the puck a bit too far. Lundqvist. Possibly the best game we've seen so far in the competition. We've seen some good ones, and we've seen some very one-sided ones. Lindmark kicks away a couple of shots. It really is good end-to-end stuff. Again, a shot trickles wide, and it really is fantastic ice hockey.
Well, it's good end-to-end hockey right now, as both goalies have had their moments, but Lindmark has really been sparkling down in that Swedish end, as he just had 2 chances there right on top of him, and he kicked them both out.
icing the call, and again, for those of you unfamiliar with the rules in ice hockey, you cannot shoot the puck all the way down the ice. That is from your side of the red line all the way down to the other end of the ice. Let's look at this replay here. The goaltender goes down, he's beaten for the shot, hits the defender, and eventually comes off the goaltender's pad, and there's no one there to pick up the rebound.
Oh, that's right. As we see again, that's Berglund, and he is such a good playmaker, and he's working very well with Kent Nilsson, and Nilsson doesn't miss many opportunities like that.
So Tikkanen in the face-off, he wins the draw. Can they get the shot away? It's lost in the skate, and eventually Solomon comes up with it. Solomon having a heck of a game out there. Rundqvist, instrumental in so many plays out there. Sweden, and we mentioned in the first period, Richard, that the players go for about 30 to 45 seconds. A lot of times when you're watching on TV, you don't see them change, but they're constantly changing on the move.
That's right, as every player knows who the player is next that's going on the ice for him. And if you'll notice, there's constantly players standing up on that bench. They'll go out for 30 to 45 seconds hard, and they'll keep fresh legs moving on that ice.
Going back for it, Keskinen. Richard, how tiring is it to be out there for 45 seconds?
Oh, when you're out there with all that equipment on, if the arena's warm and you've got a big crowd out there, it takes a lot out of you. And definitely these players are fit and they've got the stamina to keep going. But you design yourself and you practice in a manner where you're ready for these. So for 40 seconds, you go out hard and then get fresh legs back on the ice.
Well, the shot there, again, right on the target, but Tammy equal to it. Jukka Tammy in between the pipes for Finland. Consistently strong, one of the better goaltenders in Europe. I know that European goaltenders take a lot of flack from Americans and Canadians, but tonight we're blessed with two strong goaltenders in Peter Lindmark and Jukka Tammy.
Oh, that's right. They're both gifted goaltenders, and there's a gentleman by the name of Hasek in this tournament that a lot of NHL teams would like to get their hands on as well.
Albelin gets it up along the boards, and it's held, and we'll have a face-off. Hasek, of course, who plays for Czechoslovakia, is in my mind the best goaltender in the tournament.
Well, I'd have to wonder how fit these people are as they sit back and enjoy this game with those big ice cream cones.
I don't think they're worried about going the full game, let alone 45 seconds. They're enjoying this one. The Globe Arena holds in excess of 33,000 people. Now Sweden head-manning the puck, working their way out. Oling taken out of the play, the arm goes up, and there's going to be a penalty. Simo Saarinen brought Oling to the ice, and they have words with each other, but that's as far as it's going to go.
That's right, as Oling says, fine, you go and sit down for 2 minutes, and we'll see if we can put another puck behind your goalie.
Well, I always preach that you can't win games if you have men in the penalty box. There's the infraction right there. Number 7 bringing his man down.
That's right. It looked a little bit like a rodeo contest there as he roped and hogtied Oling and took him down pretty heavily.
Steen goes out there on this power play situation. We're still in the second period. 3-0 the score. Kent Nilsson also on the power play, and believe me, he can put the puck in the net. A slap shot, deflected wide. Steen now. Eldebrink was the one who got that touch. That one's an easy one for Finland, and they're gonna, well, are they? Eventually they dump it down the ice. Tikkanen, happy to see that puck go in the opposite direction. This is a break now. Tikkanen just couldn't control that pass as it came right out front. He picks it up, and he's going to be happy to wrestle with Berglund and kill off this penalty. Coming back now, Sweden, well, trying to be a bit too clever. They get it over into the far side. Steen waiting for his team to get into position. A long shot, they score! Nilsson, number 10. Eldebrink got a piece of it, and that makes it 4 for Sweden. And that's an interesting way to carry a carrier bag.
I wonder where he does his shopping. As we see this play set up again, that's Steen. He moves it back to Eldebrink, who gets a big shot off, and it looked like Nilsson tipped that puck in. There you see it. It goes back to Eldebrink, who's got that big shot, and yes, indeed, it is Nilsson with a beautiful tip in.
Once more on the slow motion replay, look at that for a tip in, changes the direction to the opposite side of the net, and the goaltender, who's already down, is beaten. Well, there's the score, and the crowd here of 13,850 enjoyed that one.
Well, they sure are, as you got to feel sorry for Jukka Tammy on that play. He's got enough to worry about with Eldebrink's slap shot alone, much less Nilsson putting a Class 1 tip in by him. Once again, though, the power play situation pays off for the Swedes, and the Finns have got to stay out of that penalty box and try and get back into this one.
So Eldebrink, again, starting things off from that point position. Going back for it, Eloranta dumping it up to Curry. He can't control it, and Swede dump it back in. Eldebrink, again, playing it tight for the Swedish defense. They really aren't letting the Finns get organized. Kuusisto being forechecked. Bergqvist in there, wrestling along the board. Bergqvist takes Kuusisto out. Finland in all sorts of problems here, having trouble getting out of their own zone. A long shot to the far side by Tikkanen is deflected at the blue line. And they start all over again. A helmet down on the ice. Kuusisto tipping it up. Finland taken out again at the blue line. Eldebrink doing the damage. Verlander couldn't work his way over, and that was a bad pass. Finland now. Tikkanen trying to get right in on goal, going around, and eventually the goal is dislodged. And that stops play automatically. And in the old days, Richard, they used to have a post there that held the goal in place, but too many players were getting injured because the goal didn't move when he hit it. Watch this move when they go in.
That's right, as Tikkanen decided to go around the net with that puck. And between Eldebrink taking out Curry and Lindmark coming across, they knocked that net off. But to expand upon what you were saying earlier, Paul, that's right, those posts used to be held in with a steel pipe that would literally be pounded into the ice after the Zamboni had resurfaced between periods, and there were a lot of players that would hit that at full force, and those pipes wouldn't move for anything. Now they give way, and a lot of players have saved themselves of serious injuries.
So Finland, a long pass into the neutral zone, goes nowhere. Sweden comes up with the puck. Salming. So cool as he gets it up to Oling. Oling headmanning the puck, drops back. Long shot. Anderson, no real power on that one. Järvi taken out of the play nicely. Blomqvist trying to work it in there. Blomqvist still behind the net, gets it out. Lindmark comes up with it, and again they get the sticks up high. Blomqvist didn't like what the Swedish player was doing to him behind the net.
Well, it was actually a little bit cheap by Blomqvist, as Börje Salming had the forward Järvi tied up in front of the net, and Blomqvist just kind of skated around and gave him an extra shot. I'd like to think that was out of respect for Mr. Salming, but I really don't think so. At this point, I think the Finns are very frustrated.
You have to remember that when you're carrying the puck, you're wide open to get hit by the opposition, but when you're not carrying the puck, you do get a shot from time to time, and we call that getting hit off the play.
Oh, that's right, as there's sort of a delayed 3 or 4 seconds where after a player gets rid of the puck, he's still open game for a hit, and Salming had hit the man in that play along the boards.
So Finland now buzzing around, they bring it right out front, but again they can't get the shot away. Jalonen tried his best on the backhand side. Steen getting it across, back to the point. The goaltender is down, the net is wide open, that's in front. They can't get the shot away, and the puck is under a sea of white shirts out there. It's still not away, back to the point, and they tip it wide. Number 10, Nilsson, had the wide open net, just couldn't get a good shot away, and the puck is still in there. Berglund wrestling, Nilsson is out there, and listen to that applause for this effort on behalf of the Swedes. Back comes number 15, Järvenpää. He gets it over to Saarinen. Samuelsson comes to the rescue and leaves it The Swedes changing on the fly. A long pass picked up at the defense. Steen now working his way in front. Steen into the slot area. Loses out. Eloranta taking his man into the boards, and they really are roughing it up. That shot is in the net. Eldebrink put it behind the goaltender. Nilsson gave him the puck, and that's Eldebrink's second goal of this game.
Oh, that's a nice goal as Eldebrink crashed in from that blue line as there was tenacious forechecking by the Swedes on this play. They were all over the Finnish defenseman, and they just couldn't get that puck out of the zone. There you see the pass coming across from Kent Nilsson, a Class A pass, a beautiful shot on the move. There you see it again, there's Kent Nilsson. He comes out of the corner, it's a backhand pass. Eldebrink snaps that puck on the fly right into the corner. A really nice shot. Great shot as you see it again.
Well, not only does Eldebrink prevent goals when he's on the defense, but he also scores them. He's got 2 tonight. A long shot. Samuelsson, a weak one, but the goaltender was screened. Eventually it's batted down and cleared away. Just a couple of seconds remaining. There goes the buzzer, and that's the end of the second period. 5-0 the score. Join us in a moment for the third and final period. Come back to the third period. Play already underway. The Swedes playing from right to left, lead by 5-0. And Finland really do have their work cut out for them here in the Globe Arena. They have the Swedes against them. That shot right on the doorstep, and it's bouncing. And eventually Tammy comes to the rescue and smothers that. And I was about to say that not only do they have the team from Sweden against them, but they also have the crowd, which helps immensely. The home side here playing like they've never played before, putting on one heck of a performance against the Finns.
Well, as you're saying, the Swedes have a lot of class out there, and they're definitely showing it tonight. They're a very strong team, and they're just very controlled, and you can tell that the Finns really are outclassed tonight as far as this game has gone so far, anyways.
Jalonen and Sternball in the face-off circle, trying to get it out are the Finns, but again they run into the blue and yellow shirts, camped right on the blue line. Järvinen, Jalonen, Sweden coming up with it now. Sternball. You can see how many blue and yellow shirts are back. All 5 of them coming back. No stragglers. They really do get back. We're back checking. Oling now, dropping it back to the defense as they regroup. Salming, head manning the puck to Oling. Oling looking for Eriksson. Finland come up with it now and fire it in. The rebound comes, they score! Number 20, Wilander picked up that loose puck and made no mistake. The score is now 5-1. Could that be the goal that they need to bring them back into this game?
Well, I'm not so sure about that, but for the first time tonight, the Swedes actually looked a little bit unorganized, and they were a little flat in their own end, and especially in the neutral zone. Wilander comes in. The defenseman diving might have screened Lindmark, but Wilander got all of that one and put a nice shot up into that high corner.
So 5-1 the score here in the third period, just over 2 minutes gone. Let's see what Finland can do now. Sometimes it takes an early goal like that to spark a team back into the action. But let's not get too excited. Sweden, of course, one of the stronger teams in the tournament. Järvi, Ruotsalainen with that shot. Vuori over to the far side. A long pass for Järvi. Taken out of the play as he chops wood out there. Rundqvist now shakes off 2 checks. Rundqvist gets it out. There's no one there to pick it up. Blomqvist head manning the puck. Back comes Finland. Ruotsalainen. An easy one for Lindmark as Eldebrink takes his man out of the play. Eldebrink involved in just about everything out there for Sweden. A long pass. And that's in the net. Oh my lord, that was a mistake by the goaltender. Bergqvist, number 18, did it all on his own. The goaltender flopped, went down really too soon, and that trickled in underneath him. 6-1 now, the score.
Well, as this play develops, Sodergren throws a pass out, and they're using the ice. He's out wide. It's Bergquist, and he's out wide, and it's a nice bit of stick handling as he gets around the defenseman and taps the puck in behind the goalie. As you see it again, Bergquist is coming in. He's got Blomqvist beat, pulls the puck from the backhand and just taps it in.
6-1 the score here in the third period. Just when we thought Finland may get back into this game with that early goal, Bergqvist responds with a brilliant solo effort. Virta, a rink-wide pass. Saarinen head-manning the puck. A long shot kicked away by Lindmark. Jalonen. Oh, well, is that going to be a penalty? No. A bit of a dive, the official says. Virta. Some close checking in the neutral zone. Back comes Finland. They look for someone in front of the net. Salming was back there. Again, Salming clears it away, perfectly positioned as a defenseman should be, right in that slot area, right in front of the net. A shot right on the target. Seppo got a piece of that. And again, Peter Lindmark comes up with a key save.
Well, the Finns are looking a little bit better in their offensive zone here as they keep the puck in at the blue line a couple times. Seppo a little bit at a bad angle. Seeing Lindmark had the angle cut off, but he got good wood on it. There were men in front of the net.
6-1 the score. An uphill battle for Finland as they try to bring themselves back into this game here in the third period. Jalonen steps by one check, gets it over to the defense. Now, what can they do? Saarinen dropping it right in the slot area, and that's in the net. Jalonen, who set that play up, got the pass back, and that was nice. That was world-class ice hockey at its best.
It's nice. It was very nice. It was a nice give-and-go situation there. Jalonen started that play at his own blue line. As you see it again, here's number 7, Saarinen, breaking in wide around the defense, slots the puck back. Beautiful shot into the top corner by Jalonen as he picks that top corner. There it is again, right into the top corner. A nice pass on that play, though, from Saarinen.
6-2 now the score. They desperately need more as Lindmark kicks that one away. A good shot from way back at the point by Virta. Power play situation, Sweden with 2 men in the penalty box. Right over to the sharp side there, number 20, Wilander, getting a piece of that, but Lindmark had no trouble at all.
Well, as you see the 2 men sitting in the penalty box for Sweden, they're trying to play that triangle, but the Finns are staying out wide in that lower slot area, and they're getting a couple good shots on the goalie here.
There is a tendency for teams when they have a 2-man advantage to bunch around the center, but as you said, Richard, they're playing it wide, and they're forcing the Swedes to come out and get them, and they're getting the shots away. Let's see what they can do. Wilander, Jalanen's in there, Virta. Wilander working his way in front. No one there to pick it up. It's still not out. Wilander getting it back to the point. Virta trying to tee this one up. Wilander from a sharp angle gets it across, and again that's in the net. Jalonen picks up his second goal in the game, and he makes it 6-3. Well, this caption is correct. 6-3 is the score, and there's the goal scorer, number 12, Jari Jalonen. A power play situation.
Well, as we were talking about earlier, the Finns have stayed out wide. They utilize the ice nicely, and there is Jalonen wide open in front of the net. It's a really nice heads-up play by Wilander on this as he slides the puck perfectly across. Lindmark without much of a chance on that. From the overhead view, there you see it. The puck is moved down from Virta to Saarinen. Wilander and Jalonen connected well on that play.
Albelin, the defenseman, wearing number 3, just a bit slow to react. He took a swipe at Jalonen, but didn't collect. There's Albelin there as he gets the puck up onto the right wing. 6-3 the score. Albelin again, he's got Eldebrink on the far side. 15 seconds remaining, too late surely for a comeback. as the Swedes continue to put on the pressure. 10 seconds now. They're going to rag the puck, possibly time for one more shot. Another shot from a sharp angle. That goes wide of the targets. And there goes the buzzer to end the game. 6-3 is the score. And really a nice comeback by Finland, but just not strong enough.
Well, it was a little bit too little, too late. They tried hard. They gave it a good third period, but the Swedes had the game in control by that point.
Well, for me, the man of the match was number 2, Elders Eldebrink. Let's take a look at the table now. The Canadians still in first place with 8 points. The Soviet Union's also with 8, but the Canadians have a better for and against goal average. The Czechs in 3rd and the Swedes in 4th. The West Germans in 5th. The Finns, USA, and the Poles still looking for their first victories of the tournament. Well, an excellent game. The crowd here applauding the man of the match, who was Wilander for Finland. Eldebrink picked up the man of the match for Sweden. And we watch here a game played yesterday. Corey Millen picking up that goal against Czechoslovakia. He was a bit of a hero there, but the bad news is that after the game, he failed a dope test. And so I'm sure he won't see any more ice hockey during this tournament. Let's take a look at the ice hockey coming up over the weekend. On Friday, Poland against Finland, the Soviet Union against the Czechs, the Swedes against the